This week on The Snack, breakup season is upon us, and we are discussing ragebait advertising, the current political climate, and more. This is a Dear Media production.
Enjoy.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back to another episode of The Snack. I just realized I bought you that hat. Oh, cute.
Yeah.
I've been looking at that hat thinking, like, I love that. And I was like, oh, I bought that.
You did. Well, you know, it's funny because I brought the other one. It's like,
You brought a backup hat in case you didn't want to wear the one I bought you.
okay. So here's the tea on the hat. You got me this hat right before we moved to LA.
The LA one that's on you.
It has my initials. I wish I was sitting to this side facing the camera because this is 47 and it does not mean the president. I want to be very clear.
That's funny.
What is the 47?
Why does it say that?
I don't know.
47.
So you got me this like nice customized hat, but it comes down a little low on my ears.
Okay.
So I can't really wear it with sunglasses. So I'm wearing it today.
It does come down low.
It comes down really low. So this is the other one that I bought in the airport.
It looks a little dirty. What'd you get on
It's a little dusty. Remember when I was in my airport shopping era? I couldn't stop. I was just buying so much airport merch.
Do you know how many times I've gotten off the plane in LAX and bought a $200 Spanx set?
So I've been wanting to talk about this. There is
My shopping addiction?
an elite airport sweatshirt that I have the Boston one. I've worn it to record in.
Okay.
You guys have seen it in every airport. There's like
Just Boston? Or
no,
it's like
every city.
airport merch in general is the best merch.
But we'll put it on the screen. It's like navy and white. It's navy. It usually says the name of the city across the chest, and it's got
nicely.
like the white like stripes on the arms. And Megan has a Las Vegas one. I think it feels like it's this real, I don't know, flex of like where you've been or something. Like obviously there's Los Angeles, there's New York. Like they have them in every city, and it's just like everyone should have one. And I think we should all have to buy when they're not expensive. They're
When
like
you land in
$30.
every city?
No, like you pick your city. Like you
pick your
ride for
team.
your city. Like
Okay, I've been meaning to ask you this because I've been at the airport a lot lately. I've been in New York specifically a lot lately. I have really been like inching towards an I Love New York sweatshirt, and I want one. And I feel like
100%.
I feel like I'm ready to wear it.
100%.
It used to be this like cheesy thing, and now
Get
there's
it
some
at
like
the airport.
Now I want to get that New York air every day, every other day when I'm at JFK. I walk by the Hudson News with the I Love New York sweatshirt, and I'm just ready for it.
so the best mugs in the city are in the airport for I Love New York. So I have the bright yellow one. It's just I Love New York with a big heart. They have hot pink. It's the perfect hot pink, hot yellow. I have a black and a yellow, one for me and my fiance. I bought them first both. I was like, we need these in our collection. The best mugs at the airport, best magnets. But this sweatshirt, you guys know it. And if you're traveling this weekend, go look at what this very specific sweatshirt. I feel like I see them more and more, and it feels like this message you're trying to send. Like, that's my city. And I mean, I don't know. I have Boston. I'm going to stick with Boston. I'm probably not going to do another one.
Well, you lived in New York for a long time. You have some New York.
You
New
pick
York
pick one.
New York's my city.
It's whatever you feel like you want to represent.
Yeah. Well,
for whatever reason.
Elite merch is it Hudson News everywhere?
I don't even know if it's the Hudson News. I really don't think it is. I think it's another airport shop. But you guys know the sweatshirt. It's navy and white. It's like feels a little cheap, but it looks nice.
I'll
and
put
it's
it on
like
my
$30
story.
bucks.
My shop, my link.
Yeah. I'm gonna pop into the airport and be like, do you guys do affiliates?
Why not?
Oh my god.
I feel like Poshmark has healed my shopping addiction. I just need like a hit of something, and like that's the hit.
Okay. Then you
But
don't actually have to buy the thing.
I do Poshmark under a fake name, obviously.
Because people that come to your house to pick up.
No, you mail it.
No. Well, this is also gets weird when you're kind of like a person in the world, a public figure, quote unquote, whatever. You guys know I don't call each other like celebrities by any stretch, but like when you want to like leave a review, like I had like a weird hotel experience and they were able to really kind of rectify the number of things that went wrong. But I was thinking like, if they didn't, would I leave a review?
No.
And then that's what I'm saying.
Celebrities use fake. I use a fake name on Poshmark, Uber. You know, Uber is not my real name.
I know, but it's all tied together. Like it's tied to my like hotels.com or my Google or whatever.
Just change your name.
I'm going to do a fake account and start trolling.
So my Uber name, I'm not going to tell you guys what it is, but I have a different Uber name. And every time an Uber pulls up and I'm with a new friend, they're like, hi, we're here for whatever. And it's just like this very cute little jump scare. People are like, what? Like, is she okay?
Well, you
guys know I like using fake names. I use the name Ashley everywhere I go. All right, we're going to thank our partners and we're going to get into it. Thank you to Function. Our first 1,000 listeners get a $100 credit towards your membership at functionhealth.com/GGE or use the code GGE100. And Saks Fifth Avenue, head to Saks Fifth Avenue or Saks.com for inspiring ways to elevate your personal style.
And thank you to Nutrafol. Get $10 off your first order and free shipping at Nutrafol.com with code GGE10. Okay, so we're going to kick it off with a breakup report.
To kick off breakup season.
So breakup season is September, October. So we're really in kind of like the preseason.
Right. This is pre-games.
This is preseason. So some people are doing preseason breakups, but Rain and I did an episode a few years ago. I checked the date. I think it was October 4th. And everyone was breaking up, from people we knew to celebrities. And it has really felt like that every year.
And up until now this year, it hasn't happened. So I Googled like what were the big breakups in 2025 so far. Not a lot.
They're upon us.
It's a couple of like reality show people. Like there hasn't been really crazy breakups this year at all. I went through all of them, but now it's upon us.
Yes.
So this one was a real jump scare for me. So as we were recording this, a few days ago, I see Chase Stokes, the star of the show Outer Banks.
Who was that earlier? I was like, wait, who was that again?
He's the star of the show Outer Banks, and he has been with Kelsey Ballerini for 3 years.
We love her.
And we know her from the first season of Southern Charm when Craig was trying to date her.
Isn't she a country singer?
Yes, but
okay.
I'm making a joke.
Oh. Sorry, guys.
So it was either first or second season of Southern Charm. They're on like a ship doing like this is such a throwback, like some charity thing.
Second season.
I think the second season, and they're on some like ship in the harbor in Charleston.
And she's performing.
And then they have to raffle off some man, and Craig like buys her
before she was famous.
She predates her big huge fame.
This is giving Lady Gaga on the Hills.
I remember it.
This is a real deep cut for the millennials, elder millennials. Lady Gaga was on the Hills.
Lady Gaga was also in Gossip Girl.
Okay.
Performing at NYU in some dorm.
Mm-hmm. Unreal.
So I see Chase Stokes post this thing about Kelsey Ballerini turning 32. It's this roundup of photos. It's like 10 photos. And it's really like intimate moments of them just like no makeup, stripped down in their home, just being like silly and cute. And I had this thought, like you almost never see celebrities like this post just like being tired, going home from dinner, or just like cooking at home. Like they were very like intimate moments. And I had this moment where I was like, what a sweet tribute to her. And 2 days later, they broke up.
What are you saying?
And
like officially
made the statement that they had broken up. 2 days later, she made the statement that they broke up. Which is like,
he didn't do enough for her birthday. He didn't appropriately celebrate her on her birthday. She didn't like the carousel.
Do you think he bought her like, okay, one of the worst things I think you can get a woman for her birthday is like a vacuum.
Not a Dyson, please. What an amazing gift.
Okay, I'm gonna walk it back. If it's not a Dyson,
immediately.
One year, my dad got my mom a soup tureen so she could cook more soup, and she threw it at him.
Yeah, but what are you supposed to do when you're married? Like romantic little gifts. You gotta get him a kitchen gadget.
I think a lot of people feel that it implies you should cook for me and you should clean for me.
No, I think it's a little too easy to think it was about the birthday gift, even though I started that conversation. I mean, what else? I'm just saying, like, what else could it have been? This is crazy. You don't see this 48 hours.
I assume most celebrities have broken up 6 to 8 weeks prior to them announcing it because people get back together. They want to digest how they feel about things. I assume this has happened far in the past.
And other relationship markers like engagements, like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce didn't get engaged that day. It was like the week before. I mean, you wait a beat, you figure out with the messaging, and then you post for the masses. So I am really curious of what happened here for two people I really don't know much about or care about.
Right, sure. So I
care now.
Other conspiracy theories are that they had broken up and that he didn't want people to speculate that something was wrong. And I was like, let's hard stop that theory. I don't think he posted a carousel of 10 photos of their very private, intimate moments because somebody might think Chase Stokes
as
and
a
Kelsey
diversion.
Ballerini, like they are not Taylor and Travis.
Yeah, but it doesn't even make any sense. What, to throw us off the scent?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, who cares?
Like, they're famous, not that famous.
Okay.
You know? So it was interesting. So I mean, I'm assuming something happened in like the 48 hours. Like, what could it be besides cheating? But she has not confirmed or denied.
All right. Well, let us know your guys' theories in the comments, and if you've ever broken up 2 days after your birthday with somebody or their birthday.
I don't think I have. No.
I'm sure me and my ex did, but we broke up every 48 hours anyway.
Just for fun.
Just for fun.
And then the other breakup is Nina Dobrev and Shaun White. And I have really just like loved them as a couple. They've been together 5.5 years. They were engaged. They were building a house together, putting out a lot of content about it. And then she put out some stuff that people were saying was a little cryptic, which I don't agree. She just did a voiceover of like, I don't know her name. She's that old lady that does stuff like, all men are going to let you down, so pick the richest one. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
You guys, I'm sorry. I don't know her name. She's so cool.
Also, Nina Dobrev is an actress, and Shaun White is an Olympic snowboarder. Is that right?
Maybe. Is he a snowboarder or a skateboarder?
No, he's Winter Olympics, but he is a skateboarder also right now. So, but he is a 3-time Olympic gold medalist.
Okay, so one of those things like sort of
in snowboarding.
proceeds. Okay,
he's won 10 ESPY awards, whatever. He's a big deal, and I just liked them. I've always liked him. I like her. I don't know them personally, but I really was upset to hear that one.
And I was bummed. And also, all the headlines are like, Nina Dobrev is reportedly devastated about the breakup. That's what I see every headline. I haven't seen one headline about him being upset. Ugh. And it's like, I think it's weird to like call out just the woman.
Exactly. Also, like, I'm sure they both are upset. They were engaged.
Yeah. Some relationships just run their course. I don't know. So,
okay, so they're kicking off breakup season. I have a couple that I want to get together. And so here's the couple that I am shipping to get together. And I don't know if you saw this, but Sean Evans from Hot Ones and Keke Palmer.
Wait, isn't he married?
No, I hope not. Keke Palmer just kissed him on his show. I guess he said he had a crush on Keke Palmer during that chicken shop date.
Yes.
And they told her on Watch What Happens Live. And they both just reacted really cutely. So she just went on Hot Ones and they did a little kiss. They did a little smooch.
Okay, so he does not have a wife.
I would hope not.
I don't know why I thought he was. So you and I saw him speak at South by Southwest this year, and I was like, he's so cute. Mm-hmm. And then I thought that he had a wedding ring on, but maybe I just told myself that because I didn't get to say hi to him. I was disappointed.
That's how you comforted yourself?
No, but I really ship this. I think he's just like so unassuming, but like such a good speaker. He's so fun. She's so spicy. Like, I love it.
She is my absolute favorite. She is great energy all the time. I follow her, but any clip that comes to my feed, I have to watch it. I love everything she says. I loved recently she was going viral talking about dating and women, like successful women, the type of pressure people put on them to date a certain type of man. And even just recently she was going off about a jammy egg. Like, I just love her. I adore her. Everything she does. I was seeing her, she was doing a streaming with Kai Cenat, the like streamer, and his boys were in the room and thought she was Mary J. Blige, and they were like, "My mom loves you," and they started singing "Real Love." She just like joined in, started singing it. Like she never misses, and her. I know I really am.
You say to me like every 3 months why we had her on the show.
I'm a huge fan. Keke, if anyone knows, I know we've been trying to get her on, but I don't know. I mean, this is just a funny thing, but I like that they kissed.
And if you guys don't know, Hot Ones, it started as this YouTube show. I mean, it still is one where Sean Evans has all these celebs on to eat all of these like spicy wings and see like the highest level they can reach. And the craziest episode that anybody's ever seen is Ariana Grande. I mean, she reached the tip-top level. And it's funny, most people get to like the second or third wing and they can't speak. They're choking.
Yeah, they're chugging milk.
Tears running down their eyes. It is the funniest show. And it's like, what a good way to meet somebody romantically.
Yeah. Ariana Grande, you have to watch her. She doesn't even flinch. Like, you're like, that she can't be human. So here's their clip.
Where you said like I was your favorite guest, and all this really sweet stuff. And I know we've just had some wings, but I thought that maybe we could just have a quick smooch to see if there's a spark.
Yeah, let's do it.
They like get up?
Yeah.
I'm shook by this.
I'm feeling it.
It's sexy.
But like, this is...
You know,
Travis and Taylor coded, where they've both been in interviews being asked about the other. Actually, I don't know. Did anyone ever ask Taylor? But like, Travis had been interviewed about her prior. Like, it's just like they both kind of knew that there was a crush, his crush. And then if they're both single, they eat a bunch of wings and have a spicy little kiss.
I'm into this. I love him. And he's just like, he's bald. He's hot to me. Mm-hmm. He's fun. I love it.
Okay, so that's the couple that we want to see while all these others are breaking up. Circle of Life. Okay, so the Emmys.
So the Emmys were this past Sunday night. Oh, congrats to all the winners.
Now, is that music?
Oh my God.
I'm kidding.
You thought it was the Grammys.
I'm kidding. If you listened last week, I got a little twisted up.
I mean, there's a lot of award shows, and I was trying to remember, like, I was like so positive that Nikki hosted the Emmys, and it took me a while to be like, what did she host?
Globes.
The Golden Globes, but then like the Oscars or the Academy Awards, like that's the same thing.
Yeah, the Oscars are the Academy Awards.
Well, I mean, like,
the
why
Oscar
is there
is the statue itself.
Why is there two names?
It's so stupid.
Like, and it's just like I'm always like award season, but like what did you say Nikki hosted?
The Golden Globes.
The Golden Globes are in February. Like,
Yeah.
why are the Emmys in September? Like,
I don't care.
How do we decide like when is what? Like, what is the fiscal year for television
fiscal
shows
year.
versus movies versus music? Like, what are we judging?
I know. And then sometimes an album or a TV show or a movie will win an award and you're like, that was 5 years ago.
Yes.
Like, that's how it feels because it was at the start of the fiscal year for that award show. But we talked about the host and Nate Bargatze, and we'll get to it. But like, I like Nikki hosting the Golden Globes because those are movie actors and I think they take themselves way more seriously. So I like her roasting them. Like, I actually wouldn't want Nikki hosting the Emmys because those are the coolest people, or the Grammys. Like, I like her doing
TV people.
movie actors because they're the ones that take themselves so seriously. The Emmys are typically my fave in terms of the stuffy ones outside of the VMAs and shit like that. That's TV and I watch more TV. And typically it's been shows that I love, like Hacks and The Bear, just sweep. And I love to see that, which was not the case this year. It was The Studio, Seth Rogen's show, and then Hacks did win. And the other one,
Adolescence.
The Pit, won a lot. Yeah. I didn't watch it. I had shows in San Diego, so I just kind of saw the clips.
And people had sort of mixed reviews about Nate Bargatze's performance. I always think he's funny. I think, it was his first time hosting. What they did, though, was this interesting thing, I'm sure you guys have seen it, but they put basically a ticker clock on people's acceptance speeches. And he opened the show by saying that he was going to donate $100,000 to the
Boys and Girls Club.
Thank you. And then for anybody whose acceptance speech goes over 45 seconds, $1,000 per second was going to come off of that. And then anybody that goes under $1,000 per second will go on top of that. And there was a ticker on screen for every single person. I mean, it was so wild to watch.
So again, like, I didn't watch it because you watched it. Only one of us needs to be authorized to speak on something. But that's why there's two of us. If we divide up the workload. But I didn't realize the ticker was on the screen. And could the person see it? Like, or just the viewer at home?
No, so the person could see it. And so, like, Hannah Einbender, who's the most iconic speech of the night.
Go Birds, fuck ICE, free Palestine. Just mic drop.
Yes. She got up there and she's the star of Hacks and we love that show and her. And as the ticker was running, she goes, I don't care, I'll pay it. And I was like, yes, go off. Like, I loved it. So she was like, I don't want to wrap up. I'll just pay for this. Okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, bad bitch. And then dropped the greatest speech of the night.
The way she got that in those final moments, I was like, oh my God. Like, I had shows in San Diego. I got off stage and like my feed was Hannah Einbender, Go Birds, fuck ICE, free Palestine. I was like, oh my goodness. She did it all.
I thought there were some sweet speeches, people thanking their parents. The kid from Adolescence when he's 13, he gave a speech. It was adorable. I have a lot of conspiracy theories today. My conspiracy theory on this, and I don't know, it's unprecedented to tell all of these famous people who've worked really hard on a project with a giant cast and crew to like wrap that shit up in 45 seconds. I mean, you tell a 13-year-old that like I mean, what a huge accomplishment that this child won. I mean, anybody to win an Emmy is a huge accomplishment. We've never really seen this before, and I hate to be like this crazy conspiracy theorist, but it feels like the network was a little concerned about what all these people would say. Tensions are very, very high right now and continue to be politically, and that they were just like, let's just clip them.
I think you might be right.
Thank you.
That being said, they do get a little long-winded. And I am not talking about when people use it to make a political statement. I love that shit. I'm like, go over, do all the things. I think of Chapel Roan talking about healthcare and, just various ones we've seen over the past few years, especially. And I love to see it. And I love them using that platform for that. I hate the self-indulgent, just droning on Adrian Brody. there's a difference.
But he gave us he threw gum at his wife.
Yeah. So I am curious what the conversations looked like. They did do it in a light, humorous manner. I liked Nate Bargatze talking about it. It was funny to me. He was like, these are the rules of the game that I made up. I don't make the rules, or, it was of this game that whatever he said was funny. And it makes the whole show run over. And I get it as someone who also performs, and there's like curfews and timelines involved, and no one hates when you're at a comedy show and people are blowing the light and you're there 3 hours because people just had to,
get their tags
run their
in.
time. Yeah, like run over the clock. But I'm curious. I don't think you're wrong.
It sort of reminded me almost of the U.S. Open a few weeks ago when Donald Trump wanted the network to bleep him getting booed, and the network
free speech though.
But the network was like, "Well, this is North Korea and Kim Jong Un." Like, might be.
Yeah.
We're headed towards it,
Yeah.
but I don't think that like from that request to this is that far of a stretch.
Yeah, but it's interesting because the really outspoken individuals like Hannah Einbender are gonna see your 45 seconds and say the thing she needs to say in 3 seconds flat. You know what I mean? Like, it would incite me more to be like, all right, I'll keep it short.
Brevity.
I'll keep it real short. 6 words.
I wonder if she like heard that in the moment sitting in her seat and she was like, I got this. 45 seconds. I need 1/3 of that.
So yeah, that's pretty much your Emmys recap. The fashion, of course. I liked Megan Stalter and her jeans and a tee.
She had sunglasses on. And she said, I didn't want anybody to recognize me.
But she wore a bag. It said ceasefire. People made political statements also on the red carpet. There was some of that. I hate to say it, Sydney Sweeney did look great.
Not for me.
Really?
We get it with your big ass titties. We get it. Like,
I love red.
I love red too.
I love a red gown.
No one would ever be like, I really want Raina's fashion advice. Like, I'm not a fashion commentator, but it wasn't for me.
Okay.
It's just I'm also like Sydney Sweeney overload.
Totally. Yeah. No, I'm not a fan. I like the look. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to talk about one of our partners and really just how much we love what they're doing, and that is Function. So what is Function? It is the only health platform that gives you access to the kind of data most people never see and the insights to actually take action. Inside Function, you can test over 160 biomarkers, which we'll tell you guys about. But it is from heart and hormones to toxins, inflammation, stress. You can also access multi-region MRI and CT scans, all tracked in one secure place over time. It's enhanced view of what's happening in your body, and tons of top health leaders advocate for this. I like what they're doing in terms of access and price. Mm-hmm. So what you're going to do with Function essentially is there are over 2,000 locations. You'll go to Quest Diagnostics to get this done. And these lab visits are fast, they're convenient. I've used Quest Diagnostics quite a bit in my life. It's really easy. They're everywhere you could ever imagine in the US. And it's $499 a year. It's $1.37 per day for cutting edge health insights. And what really kind of sets them apart is that it's all tracked in this one place. So I really love the platform, the way they track everything. The insights come from top doctors, and it gives you all these insights and suggestions in terms of what's going on with your body and what you can do to be healthier, correct certain things. And honestly, as I get older, all the time, every day, I'm like, is something wrong or is this just being alive? I really never know. Like, I was talking to Jeremy the other day and I was like, I have a stomach ache. And he was like, you have stomach ache every day. And I was like, that's true. That's just being a girl. I just feel a little bloaty sometimes, but like, could something be wrong? Maybe. I had been having these dizzy spells, and I had to get that checked out. And I think this is really a great sort of one-stop shop to be like, what's going on? Yeah,
I'm just going to rattle off some of the things they test for, or some of the things that they look at. Heart, cholesterol, thyroid, cancer detection, autoimmunity, immune regulation, and then of course female health, so your pregnancy, sex hormones, all the hormone stuff, your testosterone, then of course the male health. They test your prostate, your hormones as well, metabolic. So if you're struggling perhaps with your weight or your metabolism, they will check all of that. Your nutrients, stress, and aging. So this is where the biological age comes in. So you may have seen this. I think the Kardashians did it, and I remember the episode where they did this, and they did their biological age reveals, it was one of the hardest I ever laughed. Chloe's was like really young, and it was the funniest reaction. She was jumping around the house. She was screaming like she had just won an Emmy. You know, it was crazy. But we've heard about this. We went on Allie Luber's podcast recently. She was talking about it. Hers was very low as well. But it'll basically tell you what your biological age is, and then you can put that on your dating apps if it's younger. No, I'm kidding. But, you know, whatever you want to do, they'll tell you what it is based on things like stress, and they'll also check your stress levels, your liver, your kidneys, your pancreas, your blood, of course, electrolytes, urine, brain health, and your allergies and sensitivities. I think that's really important. I think a lot of people have sensitivities they may not even know about, or they may not even, I mean, even sometimes I eat certain foods. I'm like, I don't feel my best afterwards.
You know, miso. I have a miso intolerance.
Yeah. Like I just, and as I'm getting older, I mean, I can't really do ice cream in large quantities like I used to be able to. I feel really bloated. And so I must have some sort of dairy intolerance. And Rain and I are going to get all this done. We're really excited. We have our appointments set up. And so I can't wait for them to tell me that I am at 23 years old biologically.
You're shooting for 23. Okay. All right. I'll shoot for 21.
And sexual health, I wanted to throw in. Of course, that test you for various like STIs and things like that. Bone health. I mean, think about this. My mom has some bone osteoporosis and things like that. Environmental toxins, infections, gut, literally everything. I feel exhausted just from reading that. But most importantly, biological age.
So sign up is super easy. The cost is really great. So if you were to like sort of just piecemeal this together all on your own, it would cost upwards of $10,000.
Yeah.
Scheduling it was super simple. Again, I cannot stress enough, like the locations are literally everywhere. Instructions are given by function to prep you for the draw, so you just really know what to anticipate. And then you await your results and the biomarkers, and everything is just in one place with great recommendations. And it really is supposed to be unbiased health data. So they're not pushing supplements or pharmaceuticals on you and things like that. So it's just like, here's the information. Here's how to best deal with it. Do with that what you will.
And of course, that's the price that gets you all the things we mentioned, but there are add-ons like MRIs and different things. So if you're like, I need to go even deeper, they'll help you find those as well for additional costs that are still going to be less than what you would probably pay outright if you were just doing this piecemeal raw dog without function.
So I'm really excited to go to the appointment, get everything done. I mean, as I just get older, I've had routine checkups as I've gotten older, and then I do have high blood pressure issues. But other than that, like, I just want to get everything checked, make sure that I'm all good. And because I avoided getting my blood pressure issues checked for so long. And when I finally did and realized I just need to take one pill every day, like I think back like to how long I avoided that and how scary it is to think about never having addressed that. And so like, what a gift to be able to, at a small price, address these issues now and just get them taken care of. So we're going to tell you guys where to get this. You can learn more and join using our link. Our first 1,000 listeners get $100 credit towards their membership. You're going to visit functionhealth.com/GGE or use the gift code GGE100 at sign up to your own health.
Okay. So let's chat about ragebait. That was ragebait right there. Did you guys tense up at hearing it? Ragebait, it's a hot topic. It's a hot topic in all of media, advertising, politics, pop culture, all of it.
Yeah, so much advertising recently seems to just be like this thing that it's not even really like about the brand. It's just like, I can't believe this happened in this ad. And obviously the primary example of that is the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ads, where she says, I have great genes. And this spun into a whole controversy of what did they really mean by this? And it almost didn't even matter what they were selling. American Eagle has not been on the tongues of this many people in the history of time. It wouldn't matter what they were selling. And it almost begs the question of, does it even matter what they're selling? Did they make something just to make people feel crazy?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is also something that's been happening as long as we can remember. And then sometimes we look back and we're like, was that just rage bait, or was that a sign of the times? I mean, you think of like Brooke Shields, Calvin Klein ads that feel like so inappropriate today. And just, I mean, Kim Kardashian is the top of the list when you talk about this. And the recent like face shaper, you know, people were furious. Like, what the fuck is this? We talked about it on the snack and it sold out immediately. So it does work.
So the most recent thing actually happened today as we were recording it, and MAC Cosmetics posted on their Instagram a photo of Kris Jenner. I guess she was going to be in an ad for them. And clear across this photo, it says for internal use only, just over and over and over again. And right under it, Kris Jenner comments, check your DMs right now, who leaked this, 2 question marks. And
which feels so like obvious. It's a stunt.
Yes, the headline says Kris Jenner freaks out over leaked Mac campaign photos.
Oh my
She's about
gosh.
to take y'all out. It's like, this is so obvious to me that this was on purpose. Kris Jenner herself is going to publicly be like, someone get in touch with me.
Right.
Get the fuck outta here.
In the comments. Yeah.
I'm sure she doesn't have a team of people working for her, 100 people working for her that are going to contact MAC Cosmetics for her.
Yeah, I mean, and to me, this just feels like a little bit more of a stunt than like rage. Like, who's really going to get enraged about that? But I mean, the most recent examples are, like Raina said, American Eagle, the Kim Kardashian face shapewear, and Elf Beauty partnering with Matt Rife. People were upset about that as well. And it's just like, are there people sitting around knowing that this will incite rage and lead them to more exposure? Which is kind of, I mean, you hate to hear about it. Like, you're just like, oh, and then I'm buying into this and I'm part of the problem and we're talking about it on this podcast. All the while they're like laughing all the way to the bank.
It will not make me purchase that product.
Yeah, I don't feel like I fall into that camp, but we still talk about it. Like, we're part of the discussion. Mm-hmm. And I was reading this article, this was in Glamour UK, from Kim Kardashian's face shapewear to Sydney Sweeney's jeans controversy is everything rage bait now. And I just really like the quote. It says, so what do we do? Focus on changing and challenging systems, not individuals. We can hold public figures and brands accountable, but we don't have to take the bait every time. Avoid engaging with troll accounts and bad faith actors whose only aim is to rile you up. Act with your wallet. Don't buy from brands that rely on rage bait marketing. Avoid attending concerts and refrain from supporting public figures who exploit culture war politics to gain attention. Don't vote for politicians who weaponize identity and outrage for views. Rage bait is powerful, but its influence relies on us playing along. And this will lead us into a discussion, a further discussion, because I think about this a lot. And I have unfollowed accounts, specifically political ones, that they are providing factual information, but the headlines are purposely inflammatory and can feel like clickbait and can feel misleading. And I have a huge problem with this. You know, like, a lot of times you read the article and it is factual, but they really pulled something out of context to get the eyeballs. And this is on both sides.
No, this is on both sides.
Yeah,
I find this a lot, specifically with the Huffington Post and the Washington Post, 2 accounts that I follow. And I like the articles they put out, but I find their headlines to be specifically inflammatory sometimes, to a point where I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't need to feel like that. And with this president and administration and Supreme Court, need I go on? You don't need it. Mm-hmm. You can...
I'm stressed out enough.
You don't need the clickbait, is my point. Like, you can write every single headline in the style of the completely unbiased Wire News, like AP or Reuters or whatever, and it will still be horrifying, you know, for the most part. Like, you don't need it. And like, I'm just like, that it bothers me. And it bothers me also from a progressive person's standpoint of like, these are the outlets that I stand behind their value system, but like, we don't have to do it like this. And it's not everybody, but I there was one account where I was like, I can't follow this. I know what they're trying to do.
But I think that's a lot of people's complaints about all the news.
Right.
All news is that it's rage baiting on both sides,
Mm-hmm.
that the headlines and the clips are so inflammatory and it gets people so upset and it preys on people that are maybe not that educated and aren't going to dig a little bit deeper for the actual information. And that is really dangerous, and it'll descend upon like one little part of like a topic and explode it. And people are so mad about that.
I know. Like, and a lot of times I will take the headline and read the article to dissect it and figure out how they got there. And I'm like, it's not false. You know, like, there is certainly a side of the media that is just lies, that is just blatant false misinformation. Like, it's not that, it's just the way it was structured to evoke a certain type of a reaction, and it feels irresponsible to me, and it couldn't be me. But this is with everything. This is with celebrity news as well. It's not just politics. I mean, I have a lot of problems with a lot of media outlets and the way that they write stuff. I mean, and Rain and I have done articles, and we're not even on the scale of celebrity politicians, everything that's really happening at that level. But like, stuff is taken out of context for views.
I cannot believe how many times we've done an interview for an hour and they will descend upon one tiny little thing
or
and
the headline.
For the headline.
So misleading.
What was that one? It said something like, I don't want to call anybody out specifically, but it said something like, about me like loving being single or something. I don't remember how they framed it. It was sort of insulting.
And I don't want to come across like I'm on a high horse, but I don't want to do this. It doesn't feel authentic to me. And we could do it way more. We could do it with the way we title episodes and what we pull for reels. Like, I just sometimes, I don't ever want to be misleading, and I don't want to invite negative reactions just for engagement. And that's what it is. It all comes down to all press is good press. And we don't operate like that. And we always say this, maybe we would be more popular if we did, but it doesn't sit right with me to do that, because we will go back and forth sometimes on an episode title or on this or on that. And it's like, it would be a little more click worthy, but it doesn't feel accurate or like even something that the guest would want sometimes in some cases. So I liked this post on Sharon Says So, who was like such a wonderful follow. And it was quotes from Carlos Whitaker. She says, "A wisdom from my dear friend." And it's about a rage being a drug. And it says there's a new drug people have not only become addicted to, but we become junkies to. And it's rage. And the needle is the thing you're reading this on. So it is your device, and you may have accidentally become addicted to rage. The thing I want you to do is step away from this device and see if the rage is still there. Anger can be there, sadness can be there, but rage should go away. And if you come back to this needle and you start scrolling and you start to feel the rage again, that is an extremely important indicator that what you are injecting into your body and into your heart and mind and soul is rage. And we were not created with the capacity to consume the amount of rage that we consume. And I appreciate the sentiment and I agree with it, but regardless of the rage bait, regardless of what I'm seeing in my feed, I am enraged. And I'm trying to figure it out how to manage it, and this will like lead us into our next conversation, but it's like, this is how you have to decide how to consume social media and the news for your own mental health, because we cannot be enraged all the time.
Yeah. And I think that you and I we're going to talk a little bit about Charlie Kirk, and it would feel totally inauthentic to Ashley and I to never speak on this at all. And we're going to try to be respectful, but I've had to really put my phone down a lot in the last week. I've had a really hard time being on the internet and seeing so much rage and so much inflammation. And the internet has just been a really like inflamed place right now in the world. And, we want to speak about things because we know that you guys want to hear what we have to say, and we don't want everyone to shy away from that. And I do want to just sort of start this by saying, what happened to him last week is horrible, and I don't want to live in a country where people are shot at work for expressing opinions, whether I believe in their opinions or not, which I do not. But I don't want to live in a country where you are shot for your opinions, and any young woman or child that loses their spouse or their parent, I mourn for them, and I feel like that's terrible, and I don't wish that upon anybody. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I agreed with his ideals and his beliefs, because I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, dozens of kids get shot at school every year. This is not the America I want to live in. Sure. I've been screaming this since you guys have known me, which feels like into the void often because nothing has changed. Like, yes, of course, like shot because of your beliefs or because you're just at school or you're at the grocery store or you're at a parade, any of this. I mean, it goes without saying. That is not the America I want to live in. That's not anything I would ever celebrate. Rain and I have been sitting here for, an hour or 2 hours trying to decide how to speak about this. And it's been a struggle. Like, I have been struggling with how to articulate the way I've been feeling nonstop around the clock since this happened, and the response to it and what it has done to this country that was already so divided. And I still am not sure. I think that I want to express my opinions. I want to express them passionately, and I want people to feel seen and heard and understood. And I want to be this voice that we always have been, but I also want to feel safe. And I also want to protect my mental health. And I also want to make sure I get it right as much as I can. And I think we will say what we have to say today, and maybe we will revisit some of these conversations, but I just want to be transparent with you guys that if you feel like we're not, I don't know, saying something you thought we would, like there's probably a reason behind it. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's tough, and people are getting doxxed and they're getting fired, and the vice president is saying if you don't appropriately mourn this, you should be fired from your job. Those are his words. And so there's that. And I don't know. This has been tough. And it's been on my mind constantly. This has felt like the darkest time since I feel, I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, we've had these really bouts of darkness. Yeah. I mean, the inauguration with the fires and then the ICE raids, and just it goes up and down, and you'll feel like there's a little bit of relief, but you know terrible things are still happening right outside your door. And this has felt really dark. And I was watching Scott Galloway talk on a clip this morning. He was like, this feels different, and this feels really ominous for the country. And I feel that as well. And I really try so hard not to be so doomsday and alarmist, but it feels very alarming, and it feels different. And the response to it from the president and other of our political leaders has been pretty horrific in terms of furthering the divide, and just fully blamed the left before a suspect was even in custody, saying terrible things that aren't true, and really just driving this wedge even deeper between the two sides of this country based on what?
I don't want to further the divide. And, you know, I made all these notes about Charlie Kirk's content, and I don't have to speak on it. You can go to his account, cherry pick anything that you want.
I've seen and heard every take there is.
Every take on the planet. But I think that what's sort of hard to digest is you have JD Vance going on Charlie Kirk's former podcast and saying, you know, if you hear people in the world not appropriately mourning this, call their employers, dox them, do all these things to them. I think that some people just feel like this is much ado about one person, but what about the school shooting that day in Colorado? What about Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband getting shot and killed, and you have Donald Trump on national television saying, I don't know who that is, and I didn't know anything about that. But why? Because she wasn't your constituency. And there's so many people in this country that have been terrorized and marginalized or being politically victimized. And why aren't we also mourning them at this level?
Yeah, I mean, there are so many different aspects of this. And like Raina mentioned, Melissa Hortman, she was the Minnesota House Speaker. Her and her husband and their dog were shot in their home. And then the killer, who was very clearly politically motivated, they were Democrats, obviously, went and shot 2 more Democrats, and they survived it. And he had a list of 10 plus more. And I also don't want to be in the business of but what about in terms of what people choose to care about and amplify. I get enough of that in my DMs. I think we need to stop policing people in what they want to care about, because terrible things happen every day. We don't have the capacity to take them all in. But it needs to be said, it does need to be said that if we want to talk about political violence, a House rep and her husband and their dog were just murdered in their home.
In June.
And the president is claiming he didn't know about it. He didn't lower the flags for them. And this person, this media personality, is being treated like a war hero. And is that the goal? Is to enrage people even more and further the divide, because that's how it feels.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people speak out and say stuff this week like, well, I've never spoken about politics before and I feel the need to. And I think so many of us value life and oppose violence. I think that goes without saying, that the average person feels like this. Ashley and I feel like this. I think what happened this week is terrible. However, the outrage and compassion seems very selective towards who we are giving it towards. If the president of the United States didn't even know that this woman was shot and killed in her house, but this amount of outrage is given to one person, it's highly selective, and you must ask yourself why.
Yeah, it feels very ominous. And again, Scott Calloway was talking about it, and Chris Murphy from Connecticut was speaking about that this is the moment that they've been waiting to completely demonize the left and like really light the spark of this authoritarian state that we're on the brink of. I hate to sound like so dramatic, but that's how it feels, like the hateful rhetoric and the threats. And the threats against our freedom of speech, who are these are the people that have always said they've advocated for it. I
thought this was the freedom of speech, freedom of everything.
Yeah, the
party.
Right. Like this president and now the people who prop him up like have forever changed this country. You know, prior to this, it's like our leaders spoke with respect, and their messaging during these dark times were about peace and unity, not about war and threats. And it's really scary, and I hate that it's become normalized, and that the people who are like, peace and love and no violence are also the people that are like encouraging the kidnapping and torturing of immigrants, making jokes about them dying at Alligator Alcatraz. Like, how can you call yourself a Christian and say you care about love and the kids with a straight face when that's on the other side of it?
Yeah, I think that your kindness has to extend to all victims on any side, and we can't appear to be cherry picking some victims that were more important than other victims. And Donald Trump said, I'm not misquoting this, or out of context. He said, if I had to lower the flag for every person that died, the flag would never be up. And it's like, but you are doing it for this one person. And it is sending the message that this person is more deserving of not only your respect, but even you don't know about this other stuff happening in your government.
Yeah, and you know, I tread lightly on the selective outrage too, and that's the same as but what about? Because we are allowed to care about some things and not care about others. Sure. You know, we are allowed to care more about one of these things than this thing, and you know, that's what I'm saying. I don't like that when people jump down your throat about it, but the president and these lawmakers set the tone, and it trickles down, and that's what's creating so much hate and division.
Yeah. So I don't know. We wanted to address it. You guys know that we try to not shy away from stuff. There's a huge news cycle about this every single day. I think tensions are really high, but we do want to speak on it in as much of a respectful way as humanly possible.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I'm trying so hard. This stuff gets at me all the time. I mean, like prior to this, like the thing I'm on a loop is like, I just can't believe so many people in this country like call themselves Christians, and they're really advocating for so much hate and violence. And the storming of the Capitol, all those people got pardoned. Some of them are child molesters. You know, like how can you know this information and still support this administration? And I wish people would think more deeply about it. I don't know. I don't know where all the brainwashing came in, and you know, people were so vulnerable to really like this cult-like following of someone who has created such a divide. And you know, Charlie Kirk, he hated the word empathy. He said it was this woke thing, and that's the thing I just want people to have more of. Like really, when it comes to anything, like as part of the bigger picture, when it comes to an immigrant that wants to come here for a better life, you know, when it comes to vulnerable people needing healthcare, even though that might not be you, like can we just try to have some empathy? You know, when it comes to kids getting shot at school, like can we all admit now that guns are a problem? You know, can we all get on board with this? Like, can we just try to like have some empathy for each other, even if whatever we're talking about doesn't directly affect you now?
Go off.
You know, if you guys aren't satisfied with what we said about this, that's fine. You know, I think it's hard. It's hard to discuss this. There are a million thoughts swirling in my mind. It's on my mind constantly. I told Raina, I feel like I'm living this double life where I'm doing shows and making people laugh, and I'm with my fiance, and I'm planning a wedding, and I'm a special, and we announced our shows, and it's like all these fun things, and I don't feel like that on the inside. And I think a lot of people are struggling with that. And it's like, I don't want to bury my head in the sand, of course, but I'm just kind of like, I'm trying to strike the balance, and this is something we've talked about plenty.
Yeah, I don't I don't know where the balance is sometimes, because no matter what you say, you are going to insult people. I don't think that every person on the right is a brainwashed idiot. I certainly don't subscribe to that. I understand that a lot of people think I'm a brainwashed idiot, and that's fine. I'm part of a different news cycle than those people are a part of. And I think that people vote for what they think is going to make their life better, easier, help them to save money, raise their kids, be safe. If this is what you voted for, you thought that's what was, I don't know. I can't hate every person that voted for this. I don't want to vilify all those people. It certainly don't. I have not seen anybody, and it's not come across my desk, that anybody is celebrating this murder of this man. I'm sure it is out there. That's not what I've consumed.
If people are celebrating this or mocking this, I mean, there's always going to be that on any side of this, but there's a huge spectrum. You know, there's far left, there's far right, there's people who will mock the death of someone on the right, someone on the left. I mean, and then there's the majority of us who reside in the middle. And so I'm sure that exists on the internet, just like it probably exists on the internet for Melissa Hortman or whoever. And it's just, so it's like you probably have, someone listening to this probably has examples to cite, but you would regardless, like there is always going to be some of those bad apples, and that doesn't reflect the majority of people.
Yeah.
So.
Should we thank our partners?
Yeah. Okay. Let's thank our partners. So I'm going to tell you guys about Nutrafol. I cannot imagine my life without it. I've talked about this so many times. I feel like a broken record, but I really experienced a lot of hair thinning and shedding and hair issues a couple years back. And I turned to Nutrafol, and I can say one thing, like my hair has improved in its growth and decreased shedding, more visible thickness. The issue I feel like I've run into that I've also conquered recently has just been that it's been breaking, and I feel like I've really gotten a handle on that. But I can say that the growth is there, and that is thanks to Nutrafol. Like it's coming out of every follicle. Truly, that's how I feel. And so I can't imagine my life without it. I take 4 pills every day religiously with a meal. I take the women's formula. There's the women's formula, the women's vegan, women's balance, and postpartum. And they really target the root cause of what could be going on with you. Again, you're going to take these capsules. It's not something that you do topically, and it's really going to get in your body and kind of work its magic. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people. And it's really easy to add into your daily routine. With a Nutrafol subscription, you can save up to 20%. You will have access to free one-on-one naturopathic doctor consults to support you in your hair growth journey. And even a Headspace meditation membership is included. And you can really address the growth, the quality, the shedding, the texture of your hair, and hopefully get back on track. And you can see thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code GGE10. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code GGE10. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code GGE10.
Okay, and this episode is brought to you by Saks Fifth Avenue. We made it, guys. So shopping at Saks makes it really like fun and easy to enhance your seasonal wardrobe. Obviously for the fall, they have tons of brands and really trendy styles. But the thing that I've been shopping on there for is a dress for your wedding. 'Cause I just feel like I see the same dresses on every like influencer girly, like at every single wedding. And I just, I want something like really so special and like elegant. And I have been shopping at Saks. I mean, since I have my bat mitzvah outfits from there.
Oh my gosh.
I remember when like I was a kid, I was 13, my mom took me to buy my bat mitzvah dress there, and it was like such a treat. It's such like an amazing shopping experience. And
that is so fancy.
Can't imagine that. It's my bat mitzvah, actually. But they really have everything. There is one particular dress that I am looking at. It's I won't tell you. It's this like shoulder drape gown dress that I might wear to your wedding. And they have tons of stuff just for like day to day and for work. Obviously, purses all the way up to like really expensive brands, but stuff for day to day as well.
Yeah, I mean, I have been on the hunt for the perfect wedding shoe. I have now done 4 unboxings. I have filmed every one just to be like, maybe it's the one, and then I just have to throw it in the trash. So maybe one day you guys will see it. But I ordered a pair from Saks, so we'll see if they make the cut. But I like the range too. Like I'm even looking at shoes right now. So of course you have your Louboutins, and then you have your shoots.
Schutz.
Like
SCHUTZ. Those are boots we like.
SCHUTZ for $100, $120 for heels, for boots. Yes, we both have these boots we're obsessed with. So you really can see the range. I mean, you have Tory Burch to Dolce & Gabbana to Jimmy Choo, and of course, obviously much more affordable styles as well. So they really do have it all.
So if you're like me and Ashley and you're looking for just like shopping to be fun, easy, you want new trends, head to Saks Fifth Avenue for inspiring ways to elevate your personal style every day.
Okay, let's just run through a few quick headlines and we will send you guys on your way.
Okay, so last night Coachella lineup was announced and Justin Bieber, Sabrina Carpenter, Karol G headlining.
Love it.
I love all three of them.
I hope Justin brings it.
I won't be there to see.
Swag too.
I wouldn't go to a music festival if it was free, but
I hope he does. You know, I think he's been up and down with his live performances. Obviously, he's been known to cancel dates, and I just hope he is healthy and brings it. I love swag. I love swag too. I love his old stuff. I'm a fan, and so I hope it's great. You know, I think was it last year, year before? Like Frank Ocean had canceled one of the performances, and you know, it was people were super upset. Like I just hope something like that doesn't happen. You know, I hope he does it, and I hope he crushes it. And of course, Sabrina, like we're stans. I'm obsessed. That's going to be incredible.
I love Karol G. I'm obsessed with
and
her.
Karol G, of course. Yeah, and I love this range.
Attendance has really fallen off, they've said, in the last couple of years. And so they really went with just big hitters. Mm-hmm. So that's what's happening. If you guys are interested. We didn't get to this last week because we'd already recorded. Taylor Frankie Paul has been announced as the next Bachelorette. You really don't see people like jumping across. I mean, she's on Hulu on the third upcoming season of Mormon Wives, which I'm obsessed with that show. And then she's going to go to ABC, which Hulu is not. It's not a subsidiary of ABC. It's a Disney company. So she's jumping to The Bachelor on ABC, and this is a real pivot for the show. You never see somebody who is a celebrity like this.
I feel like you're downplaying it. This is insane.
It's insane.
It's totally insane. And this is what they need to do to bring the viewership back. And of course, people have mixed feelings, and we've done too much today. You know, we'll keep talking about it. Rachel Lindsay had a great take, which I loved. If you guys want to check that out. But I mean, she's a controversial character, but this is an unhinged decision by ABC, and you love to see it.
About time. People are going to go on there to get famous. It's like people have always only gone on there to get famous.
Her baggage is out there for everyone to see. Like, they can't use it against her. I mean, people are going to tune in. I am so sad for this. They haven't even started filming yet, and I'm just like, when's the premiere? When can we host a viewing party?
I mean, this is going to be fascinating because you never have a lead on this show ever in how many years? I don't know. It's been 78 years or something that people know anything about. So like, she can't lie about her background and who she's dated and what she's about. Like, it's all out there.
Oh, man, good for them.
It's crazy. I can't wait to watch it. I'm obsessed, and we've obviously already reached out to Hulu to do an interview with her.
And yeah, so hopefully you guys will get that on this show, we hope. And then just quickly, I mean, we said we we're going to take a week off from Taylor Swift, but she went to...
I'll wear Ashley down every week on the Taylor Swift report.
Stuff. So I guess she was at the Eagles-Chiefs game, which Super Bowl rematch, the Eagles embarrassed them. This fumble by Travis Kelce, right? I was like, I think the engagement's off. Can you imagine seeing that? That fumble? I'm going to put it on the screen, by the way, because the Eagles made a reel out of it and they set it to music, and I can't stop watching it. I watched it in real time too. But anyway, I was like, I don't think she's there, because I think, you know, before Travis Kelce, she was an Eagles fan. Her family, you know, she's from Pennsylvania, and her dad, she always talked about him like watching the Eagles. Like, maybe her being there would inflame it too much. People would boo her. They don't want to show her on the screen. Like, I was like, I don't think she's going to go to this one. And it turns out she was there.
So I was so shocked. I was like, she didn't go because every single game for the last 2 years, she walks through the tunnels of the stadium and you see her fit. And I was excited to see what dumb outfit she strung together this time. You know, I love her so much, but she can't dress. And I was so excited. And I love when they pan to her and she's with his parents and it's so cute. And this is the first, I was like, she must not be there because they didn't do the stadium walk. And lo and behold, she was behind this like $6,000 accordion, bulletproof, they're saying, accordion to walk across the stadium tunnel so nobody would see her and her family.
Basically, that was...
Accordion? I don't know what else to call it.
It was like a rolling wall.
A rolling wall.
Yeah, like it was the thing on wheels. Like, she was behind it, and they're saying that's how they got her in with no one noticing. Like they really hid her being at the game.
It was a real pivot, obviously, from other years. People were saying it's because she got a bad haircut, but then she was photographed later on at Patrick Mahomes' birthday party. She was dressed and cute. People were saying it was because she's pregnant. But again, photographed later in the evening with Patrick Mahomes and Brittany Mahomes, not pregnant. Looking cute.
Yes. Again, in the comments, let us know your conspiracy theories on this. I mean, I just thought that like tensions are so high and like Eagles fans think of her like a traitor. Or, you know, I don't know. Maybe she didn't want to deal with it.
I thought tensions were high in the country. And I was like, celebrities don't feel safe. And you were like, tensions are high
everywhere.
In the Chiefs game.
I meant both. Just to be clear.
Difference if they played at Eagles Stadium.
Yeah.
But they play the Chiefs Stadium.
God, say the link. Jesus fucking Christ. It's like that time you said Philadelphia. I was like, oh my God.
One time on stage. People don't forget, you know? People don't forget.
My brother spit his drink out. Raina was like, cheers to you, Philadelphia. I was like...
I wish somebody would have gotten that on film. You looking at me when I said it.
I was like, get off the stage. Get her off.
Get her out of here.
Get her out of here. Get her
so,
out of here.
I mean, this whole episode is just full of my conspiracy theories, but there are a lot of them. And I'm not sure what's what. And the last thing, all of y'all's homework, please watch the Charlie Sheen doc on Netflix.
Okay, me too.
It's brand new. I watched it last night. It's 2 episodes. It's about 2 hours of content. It's a wild ride. You're just like, how is this man alive? He comes from a really famous family. He went really hard on drugs. He was the highest paid TV actor that there ever was. It's a really interesting documentary. So we'll talk about it next week.
Yes, I have not seen it. Raina was telling me about it, and I was like, let's just give everyone an assignment so you guys can watch it, and we'll all discuss it together next week. And of course, Summer I Turned Pretty finale was last night. I guess they're talking about a 2-parter, but regardless, as you guys hear this, it was last night, if not the first part of, I don't know. So that happened, and I guess we'll talk about it. I hate that I'm always like a little dated when we do the snack and Summer I Turned Pretty, but you don't care because you don't watch it. So anyway,
you're our correspondent.
We'll see what happened there. So thank you guys for listening to this episode of The Snack. We know it was, all over the place in various ways, but we appreciate you guys if you're still here. And you can find us at girlsgottaeat.com. Monday, tickets will go on sale for the holiday shows. So Monday, September 22nd, you can get tickets to our holiday spectacular in New York and in LA. You can go to girlsgottaeat.com. Tickets will be available at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Girlsgottaeat.com, Girls Gotta Eat podcast on Instagram and TikTok. I'm Ash Hess. Raina is Raina.Greenberg. Subscribe on YouTube. And we will see you Monday.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Bye.